400 plus wins, coach of the year multiple times, led his team to the state semifinals in Texas, a Ric Flair lookalike. By any measure, this man was a legend. But that's not what made him great. I spent 20 years as his assistant coach, and the thing that separated him from every other coach I've ever seen was definitely not his BP throwing. It wasn't a drill. It wasn't even a strategy. It was something he did with his words, specifically with words about others. And today, I'm going to show you the neuroscience behind what he did that turned me into a leader, and how you can use these same acts to trigger you to build the next generation of leaders on your team. This is the dopamine of leadership. Let me take you back. I was a young assistant coach at a high school in the San Antonio area. And I'll be honest with you, assistant coaching is a humbling role. You put in the same hours, you watch the same film, you bleed for the same program. But at the end of the day, the head coach gets the trophy, the press, the awards. That was fine with me. I wasn't in it for glory. But here's what I didn't expect. My head coach, a man who had every reason to take every piece of credit he was given, he kept giving it away. He kept giving it to me. Not in a private conversation, not in the end of the season email, in front of the players, in front of the parents, in front of other coaches at clinics. He would look at people and say point blank, the reason we've been so successful is because of Coach Herb right here. Now, here's what's interesting. The first time he did it, I almost didn't believe he was being genuine. I thought, he's just being kind. But it happened again and again. Always unexpected, always specific. And every single time, something happened inside of me. I worked harder. I cared even more. I stayed with him instead of looking elsewhere for jobs. I spent 30 years at the same school, same program. People always ask me, why'd you stay so long? And the answer is this. I felt ownership. I felt seen. I felt like what I did mattered because he kept telling me it did. In public, unexpectedly, over and over again. Now, I want to explain why this worked on me and why it will work on your team. Because this isn't just a nice story. This is neuroscience. You've probably heard of dopamine. Most people think it's the feel-good chemical, but that's not quite right. Dopamine is actually the motivation and learning chemical. It's what your brain releases when something meaningful and unexpected happens. It's the chemical that says, pay attention, remember this, do this again. If you're watching this on your screen, you can see what I mean right here. There are 3 psychological mechanisms at play here. Number 1, variable reward. Because a shout out wasn't scheduled, not an annual review, not a good job routine. My brain couldn't get used to it. It couldn't habituate. Every unexpected recognition felt like the very first time again. Number 2, the confidence loop. Each dopamine spike didn't just feel good, it reinforced my identity as a leader. My brain started building belief. He sees me as a key part of this. I need to live up to that. That's the learning part of dopamine. I wasn't just motivated to feel good. I was motivated to become the person he was describing. Number 3, social safety. When he praised me publicly, it sent a signal to the entire team. It's safe to excel here. The leader's watching for greatness, and he'll name it when he sees it. That created the culture of in a team complete with responsibility. He was just giving me a compliment. He was retraining my brain to see myself as a leader. He was making me feel like I had ownership, and that ownership kept me there for 3 decades. Think about that. How many great people have left your organization, your team, your business, not because the money wasn't right, but because they never felt like it was theirs. Because no one ever told them publicly that they were the reason for that win. This brings me to the CARE framework, the foundation of everything we teach here on this channel. C-A-R-E. 4 principles that define not just how we perform, but who we become. All right, the CARE framework. The C, compete with character. The A, acquire an attitude of gratitude and greatness. The R, respect and responsibility. And the E, engage everything enthusiastically. Today's story lives right inside letters R and E. See, my head coach didn't just preach engagement, he created it. Every time he said my name in public, he was telling me, your engagement matters. Your presence here matters. You matter. And when people feel that, I mean truly feel it, they don't just engage, they go all in. That's the power of the unexpected shout out. It's not just a nice thing to do. It's a leadership strategy that activates the deepest neurological drive that people have. the drive to belong, to matter, and to become more. So here's where we get to work. Because a great story with no application is just entertainment. And I'm not here to entertain you. So let me give you 3 care agent action steps that you can do this week. Number 1, the delayed shout out. Think of someone on your team who did something excellent 2 or 3 days ago. Not yesterday, 2 to 3 days ago. Now go recognize them for it. Go in public. The delay is the secret. When you praise someone a few days later, it says, I'm still thinking about what you did. It wasn't a reflex. I actually noticed and I'm still carrying it with me. That specificity and timing creates a far deeper dopamine spike than an immediate good job. Number 2, the public handoff. In your next team meeting, staff meeting, or group setting, say these exact words. This win happened because Bob did this specific action. Don't generalize. Name the person, name the action, give the credit away so specifically that there's no ambiguity. Watch what that does to the person's face. Watch what it does to everyone else in the room. That's dopamine, respect, and social safety all in one sentence. Number 3, the identity statement. Don't just praise what someone did, praise who they're becoming. There's a difference between saying great job on that report and saying you're exactly the kind of leader this team needs right now. One praises the output, the other reshapes the identity. Coach Keller didn't just say I did good work. He said I was the reason we were successful. He was describing my identity, and I spent 30 years at that school trying to live up to it. Here's what I want you to walk away with today. My head coach and mentor had over 400 wins. He had trophies, awards, and recognition. He had every reason to spotlight himself. Instead, he kept shining it on me. And because of that, I gave him 22 years of my life, 22 years of my best work, 22 years of loyalty. Then I had 8 years at the helm before I retired. The leaders who understand this, that giving credit away doesn't diminish your power, it multiplies it. Those are the leaders who build legacies. Those are the coaches, the managers, the mentors who people will talk about for 30 years later. I'm talking about mine right now. Who's going to talk about you? If this resonated with you, I want you to do 2 things for me. First, share this video with another leader in your life who needs to hear it. Just one. That's all. And second, leave a comment below and tell me who's your head coach. Who's the mentor who called your name publicly? I read every single one and try to respond to each. And if you're new here, I'm Bob Herb, one of the originators of the Care Agents. And this channel is built for people who believe that great leadership is both a science and a choice. Hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. I'll see you in the next one. Live in the Care framework.